Hello, I'm David. I'm the product manager of the SMEMA Hermes adapter. Today I want to focus on a more general topic of using MultiPlug events. The adapter runs the MultiPlug edge computing platform, and on top of that it runs multiple extensions, one being the Hermes extension, another being the sockets extension. Each extension generates events which other extensions are attached to or subscribe to, and I want to show you today how you can actually use those events for your own needs and pipe that data down different mechanisms and different data connections. I'm using MultiPlug 81 and I'm using Hermes 20, but of course if you're watching this in the future there'll probably be more recent versions. So the use case is connecting to other systems, or even connecting to maybe a network share. And that's why I'm making this video today, because one customer wanted to automatically save the data to a network share as a file, append to that file, and so they can then recover that data from another system. In this example, I'm going to show you how to use a serial port, but it's the same principle to attach to events. So we're pretending that it's the end of the production line, just like in the customer scenario. So we've disabled the downstream connection. So in this scenario you would only use one SMEMA connection. So if we go over to serial port, because I'm going to show you this, demonstrate this using the serial port. The serial port on the adapter, which is the top one, and if we go down to subscription we can then subscribe to an event. Now all the events of a particular line are shown in sort by group and the lane ID, but the one I'm going to use today is actually the supervisory event. So if you're a Hermes shop, you will have a supervisory connection using sockets, but people might not want to use sockets and they might not want to use XML. So this is a way of using the supervisory event, but for your own purpose. So in this situation, I've got supervisory board departed, which means in theory it's departed, but really it's probably gone into maybe a buffer or a stacker conveyor, but that is the final piece of machinery on the line. So we're using the supervisory board departed, and then you have all the subjects you can subscribe to. You can subscribe to just one or all of them. So let's say we want the board ID, we want the top barcode, and and maybe the machine ID. And if you want it in different orders, you just have to click it in a different order. Within the serial port extensions, you can create some basic manipulation of the data. So I can say a right separator, well, we just want it a comma maybe, and then we just want it let's say a control character, let's say character return, and that's it really. We can save that, we can deploy that. And then we can go over to the machine. So essentially what's going to happen is the board's going to come in, but because there is no actual machine, it's just going to go straight to the downstream list. So board available, machine ready, and machine's not ready, it's transferred in, transport stop, and as we see at the bottom, we get sent down the serial port, we get the board ID, top barcode value, and we get the machine ID, which is the conveyor, and there is a carriage return because it's gone to the start. Obviously it's should have a line feed also if it's if required. Essentially, that secondary system has now got that data, and it's got a trigger that board has been removed. So you can do that using that same concept. You can do that with multiple different data connections. As I said, the customer in question was using a file, so they created a network share elsewhere. They then connected to that network share via the adapter, and then they simply set the location of the file to be that network share within the file IO extension, and they subscribe to the event as I've just done right now. So using that concept, you can then extract the data as whenever you want to. You can use other extensions if you want to know when a board is entered, or a mismatch event or anything like that. You can then just pipe it out elsewhere. You can do basic string manipulation using other extensions if you have more complex data structures to make, but ultimately there's the data. It's has a separator, and then another system can quite easily transform that. So I hope that helps, and I hope that makes the system really flexible for your own needs. So thank you for watching.